at the Vagabond Bar, where the Yes 2026 campaign is gathering tonight to see the results. Now, there's not a lot of people here right now. Volunteers expected to come in about half an hour, and that includes business people and other people who have endorsed the campaign. They expect all 250 seats here to be full. Now, I'm joined now by Sportsnet's Arash Madani. Now, you've covered a lot of Olympic Games. What can you tell us about, what's happening with this bid and, what you maybe saw in Vancouver 2010?
Well, I mean, when you think about the Olympics and just how they're put together, it's so different when it's a Western Hemisphere Games, Crystal, compared to anywhere else. Vancouver 2010 used existing facilities like this bid for Calgary 2026 has as well. I think back to London 2012, though those were summer games, they used Old Trafford for football. They used Wimbledon for tennis. They used a lot of existing facilities that weren't sporting venues, but were able to be temporary. And when you look at this bid with 11 facilities that already exist needing renovations and only 2 new construction projects from scratch, I see a lot of similarities between Vancouver and London, which were in the black, not as much the ones that leave behind the white elephant and a lot of empty stadiums.
And is that the new norm now, reusing these existing facilities, partnering with other co-hosting cities?
Co-hosting cities is part of it, but I think more than that, it's about finding infrastructure that you already have and adapting what you have into an Olympic venue. And that's called Agenda 2020 by the International Olympic Committee, and it has to be that way. The days of Sochi spending $51 billion of the public's money, Vladimir Putin saying, I just want to put on a show, that's gone. Even 2 years ago, Rio 2016, that country was in an economic freefall, and yet they continued to build stadiums, not just for the Olympics, but the FIFA Soccer World Cup, if you remember. So the way countries are going, the way cities are going, the way the IOC was, I think it's something of the past. And when you look ahead to some of the summer game bids, notably LA 2028 for the Summer Olympics, they're going to go to California. Staples Center's already there. The Coliseum's already there. Rose Bowl's already there. They have college campuses on site and a $2 billion NFL stadium that's being built right now. There won't be new $20 billion budgets just for infrastructure. You have to find what's already in place and really renovate from there.
Now, say the vote goes the way of the Yes campaign tonight. What's up next? Does that mean, what are our chances of winning? It's a really competitive situation, and we have a lot of other cities.
Yeah, I think, Crystal, when you look at it, Calgary's biggest obstacle, if you want to host an Olympics, is the city itself. I think if this plebiscite goes through at the IOC level when they meet in Lausanne in June, it would be an all-systems-go situation. I would handicap it as a 75 to 80% chance for Calgary. And I'm not sure between now and then, if the plebiscite is a yes, that by June it will be known. But the indications that I've been given is that of the 2 new facilities, one being a field house, the other being a 5,000-seat arena, I suspect down the road that 5,000-seat arena that has $100 million earmarked for it, I believe that $100 million will go towards a new Flames arena. I think that's going to be a 22,000 seat arena down the road. Now, will it be in time for Lausanne? I mean, there's a lot of ifs in this conversation. But fundamentally, if the plebiscite is a go, I have a hard time foreseeing a scenario in which Calgary would not host the 2026 Winter Olympics.
And you were speaking about the Flames Arena, and we saw just a couple weeks ago budgets change, proposals change. What do you expect after this plebiscite? If it goes through for that yes vote, will that plan change as far as what we had brought forward to the IFC?
There are contingency plans in place. There are over $1 billion already for cost overruns. There are going to be some changes. Who can forecast really what the world is going to look like 8 years from now? I had a chance to visit with Mayor Naheed Nenshi yesterday, and the number one cause for concern from a financial standpoint is security. And the mayor is already lobbying now for the federal government to step in then if there's a need for extra security costs. So that to me is the key area in which there can be a change from an Olympic budgetary standpoint. The arena itself, if the Flames are to get a new one, to me does not categorize under the Olympic bid. That's its own separate entity. And so because some of the Nordic skiing events, for instance, would be at Whistler, because Canmore is going to be involved, And because there are those 11 buildings that are going to require some renovations, I don't see there being the cost overruns in excess of the $1 billion that's already been allocated for.
Arash, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
All right, Chris.
Arash Madani with Sportsnet. Now, I did speak recently to one of the main volunteers here. Now, they're saying this is one of the most divisive campaigns she's ever worked on, and she's worked for municipal and federal elections. She says volunteers would knock on doors, be cussed at, even had doors slammed in their face. And then she says, whatever the outcome today, she hopes the city is less divided after it.